All right, everyone.
Okay, so welcome to the Politicast podcast, and on this podcast, we're talking about the Democratic Party shift to the left, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez calling Nancy Pelosi a racist. Let's go.
Yeah.
So first off, let's start off and talk about the divisions within the Democratic Party. So what do you think the divisions are?
I think the divisions are mainly due to the moderate Democrats like Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, and even to an extent Nancy Pelosi with this new incident with AOC.
Yeah.
Another far left Democrat, or at least radical Democrat, is Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, radical Democrats.
Yeah. Have you seen the polls lately?
No, I have not.
So there's some polls. There's some polls specifically around swing voters' views on the on capitalism, socialism, AOC, and Ilhan Omar. And you want to know what the results are? It's 56%, I think, had a favorable view of capitalism, and I think 18% had a favorable view of socialism.
Okay, that's not a big deal, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, then comes the polls around AOC and Ilhan Omar, is AOC only 22% of swing voters had a favorable view of AOC.
Yeah, because she's a radical.
Yeah, AOC is AOC is a total bitch. I wouldn't even trust her to serve my drinks.
Did you hear what she said about the camps?
Oh yeah, the concentration camps. Yeah, that's a little bit old, but
I think this might actually be an insult to actual Holocaust survivors, including my great grandmother.
Yeah, seriously.
You know it might be an actual insult. It's kind of like saying it's like saying that Trump is a Nazi. That's an insult to actual Holocaust survivors.
Yeah, people who, actual Jews who lived in Germany under Hitler.
And were murdered were killed in Auschwitz.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a video by Turning Point USA. I don't even really like Turning Point USA that a whole lot.
Yeah, but I don't like watching so many conservatives, so many far-right people radical right, because PragerU isn't far. They're not fascists, but they're radical right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're conservative.
One of their beliefs, or almost every one of their beliefs, aligns with the Republican Party.
Yeah, I'd say they're neoconservative, definitely. Yeah, I'll still watch.
We were talking about the Democratic Party, not PragerU. So let's take a look at the factions. So it's mainly the progressive wing versus the liberal wing.
Yeah, there's liberals like Tulsi Gabbard and
has been what? Yeah.
There's even it's there's moderate Democrats like liberals like Tulsi and Yang, and then even Nancy Pelosi now. But then the progressives like AOC, our favorite semi-attractive commie. Still there?
And Bernie Sanders and
yes, Bernie Sanders. But Bernie Sanders kind of tilts libertarian according to most political compass type stuff. If you
Well, no, he's not authoritarian, but he's so you could call him he's a democratic socialist. Maybe you could call him a classical liberal socialist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those don't really collide.
No, classical liberalism is just free speech, separation of church and state, limited government,
yeah, that kind of thing.
If you believe that, or doesn't that make you a classical liberal?
Yeah, I'm more classical liberal / minarchist. If you saw my Instagram DM, the photo of that Politigram compass test, it compared me to ideologies, and if you could see, it says I was just as libertarian but a little more left wing than minarchist, and then I was just as right wing but a little more libertarian than classical liberal. So I'm a minarchist / classical liberal.
Yeah, but I think most intellectuals, if a classical liberal is what I said it is, I think most intellectuals will be that, at least in the Western world.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
that's what classical liberalism is.
For sure, like most
but then there's modern liberalism, which I would say is the majority, is the wing of the Democratic Party. Say Joe Biden belongs to, or Obama, or Hillary Clinton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about AOC's comments on Nancy Pelosi. What do you have to say on that?
In all honesty, I think it's kind of friggin' ridiculous. At least the parts that I've heard, I haven't heard a whole lot about it. But it's like, Nancy Pelosi's trying to distract AOC with busy work, and then AOC calls her a racist, which I really don't agree with. And it's almost making me think Nancy Pelosi is one of the more moderate Democrats. I mean, she's not full-on socialist, but I don't like her. I mean, like, she freaking ruined San Francisco. Nancy Pelosi's district now looks like a third-world country, but still. I'd say I don't agree with AOC calling Nancy Pelosi racist, just because Nancy Pelosi is trying to get AOC to do actual work instead of being just a celebrity in public eye. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
Nancy Pelosi does have a pretty high role. She's the Speaker of the House, so a pretty honorable role.
Yeah, whereas AOC is one of the congresswomen from one of the most menial districts in the country. I think it's like the 14th congressional district of New York.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, the only reason she's popular is because her beliefs are incredibly popular with, like, the far and radical left.
Yeah, because, if she went in, say, California, I don't know if she would have won over there. Even I understand it's a pretty liberal state, but do you really think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez would have won? No, I'm not. Maybe she would have won in Berkeley, but in, say, Los Angeles, do you think she would have won over there?
Maybe.
But probably not that of a high chance.
Yeah, like, considering that she doesn't really...
I don't know if it's socialist.
Yeah, considering that she wasn't really famous before her congressional run. Like, she only became relevant in 2018. Like, barely a year ago, she became relevant.
And she's famous for being a socialist.
Yeah, that's the only thing she's famous for. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, she's a socialist. She's our only true socialist congresswoman. That type of thing.
Well, no, isn't Rashida Tlaib also a socialist?
Yeah, I think so. But she doesn't get nearly as much attention as AOC.
One time, did swear about Donald Trump? So you use swear words on Donald Trump?
I don't remember that, but
she might have called a mother effing us. I'm not sure. But
I'd have to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really.
So and then we have the Progressive Democrats, which would be Elizabeth Warren. They're like the middle ground over there. You would agree?
No, right? No, I don't think they're middle ground at all. I think, like, the progressive...
middle ground within the Democratic Party. I'm not saying middle ground on the political spectrum. Middle ground within the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I'd say they don't advocate for full-on socialism, but they're still, like, really kind of radical pricks. But not as radical. Like, I'd still say...
Want free healthcare, they want free healthcare, they want,
yeah, it's like
I guess, heavy gun control, and, heavy gun control, and what else? They're not. They're still pretty. They're not that radical. Radical is democratic socialist.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like, I still think they're advocating for, like, a degree of socialism. Because, I mean, if you look at the Democratic debates, both of them, the only real point of contention was who could offer the most free stuff.
Yeah.
Like, just free stuff, free being in quotations. Because, it's paid for by other people. I think that's the problem with socialism. Eventually, you run out of other people's money.
Didn't Margaret Thatcher say that? You know Margaret Thatcher?
Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah, I've heard of her.
Well, I think the problem with socialism is that it just doesn't really work. Like, go to the Soviet Union.
Well, what used to be the Soviet Union, I don't think that was socialism. That was communism. That was full-on communism, like actual totalitarianism. Even though I don't like socialism, I don't think it's totalitarian. I don't think it's, like, the point of committing genocide. I don't think democratic socialism has or ever will reach that. Still there, bro? Alright, so apparently Ariel has left the chat, and because I'm the only one in here, Ariel's back.
Oh, Andrew, I missed, accidentally. So, 30 years ago, the Democratic Party, where would you say they stand politically? Where would you say they stood politically 30 years ago?
I don't really know. I think that was right before Bill Clinton. So I'd say the Democratic Party still hadn't reached its modern stance, but it's starting to get really bad. I think really the only good Democrat that there's ever been is John F. Kennedy, and even then his beliefs from back then align with the Republican Party today.
Really? What did he believe?
He was pro-gun. He believed in capitalism. And he's a very moderate president. He's not radical at all. He was a good Democrat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But Abraham Lincoln, the first Republican.
Yeah.
Do you think his align with the modern day Republican Party or with
absolutely.
modern day Democrat?
Republican.
What?
Republican, absolutely.
Why do you think that?
Well, I believe that the Democrats will say that he's aligns with the Democrats today, but I don't believe that one bit, because the Democrats also think Republicans are racist today, but they don't realize that Republicans believe in racial equality quite a bit.
But it's been a tactic on the. I feel like both sides do this.
It's a smear tactic. That's why.
Fascist, but on the right, they call people on the left
commies,
libtards, snowflakes,
commies.
Like that's just.
They call them commies too.
Yeah, but commies, snowflakes, libtards. I feel like all of this name calling.
It's making things worse. I think the smear tactics used by both parties are making things worse. Absolutely. That's why I try not to align myself with either party too much. I align myself with the Republicans bit because my morals themselves lean conservative. But even then, I tilt progressive in some areas. I'm more progressive on areas like gay marriage.
Yeah. But if you want to explain the Democratic Party to the Democrats versus the Republicans to say an 8-year-old kid, what's the way to do it?
What?
Just say Republicans are tough and the Democrats are more soft.
Yeah, but that's gonna cause them to align with the Republican Party. I'd say just try not to bring up politics with them until a little bit later on. But if they ask questions, by all means answer them. But pushing it on them at a young age, I'd say pushing it on them before age 10 is just wrong. Whether it's pushing them towards Republican, Libertarian, Democrat, I don't really care. It's all bad before age 10.
Let me be back in a moment.
Alright.
Okay, I'm back.
Alright.
So, and about the and we talked about some factions within.
Yeah, again, the smear tactics are the reason I don't align myself with either party.
You would be independent, right?
What?
So, you would be independent, right?
What do you mean?
If you had to choose a party, you're independent. You're not a.
Yeah, I'm independent. If I had to choose a party, regardless of whether they probably win an election, I'd have to choose the Libertarian Party. Yeah, the Libertarian Party.
We talked about divisions in the Democrat.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about divisions in the Republican Party.
I don't really think there's any divisions in the Republican Party because they're most of the Republican Party is working for Trump. If there's a Democrat president, the House and Senate was Republican and whatnot, but there's was Democratic, and then there's some Republicans in there, sort of like how it is now. I think we could talk about the divisions in the Republican Party, but right now there really aren't any. Right now the entire Republican Party effort is basically focused. Right now.
What?
Right now I'd say the main effort of the Republican Party is pushing the policies that Trump wants and getting Trump reelected, obviously. Because, like, he's rerunning for 2020.
To be honest, I don't want Trump as president.
You want who?
I'm not saying he's bad, but I would want another president to be nominated.
Yeah, I don't think Trump is a perfect president by any means. He's said and done some really stupid crap. But I'd say he's better than any of the Democrats, and that's the only reason I want him reelected. Like, I've got a freaking Trump 2020 sticker and a MAGA hat in my room right now. It's like, Trump 2020, make liberals cry again.
Well, you know what's interesting? When Trump won, didn't they burn cars?
Dude, you're cutting off.
I think this happened when Obama won. When Obama won, did the conservatives burn cars? Tell me that.
No, they didn't. It's all Antifa, like, doing all that crap. Like, you heard about the Antifa thing, like, the protest outside the ICE detention center? Where, like, the armed Antifa member, I think, was, like, throwing incendiary devices and that kind of crap. Did you hear about that?
Didn't hear about that.
Oh, dude, yeah, there's an Antifa protest outside an ICE detention center, and, and ended up getting, like, really violent. Like, there's, like, the Antifa there was armed. And one guy ended up throwing, like, incendiary devices at the center and whatnot, and tried, I heard from some sources that they tried to raise a Mexican flag above it.
Yeah.
Like, it is some insane crap.
What'd you say?
Like, it was some insane crap going on at the ICE detention center.
But don't a lot of people on the left want to
What?
Don't a lot of people on the left want to abolish borders?
Want to abolish what?
Want to abolish borders, you know what I mean?
Yeah, open borders is, like, the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, you know, like, say we bordered Syria, let's abolish the border.
Yeah, let ISIS come in. Show the love, man.
Show love.
Let ISIS in. Really.
By the way, about Trump's policy, do you think that the quote-unquote Muslim ban was a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing mainly because it's not really a Muslim ban. It banned travel to the U.S. from several countries where a lot of terrorists were coming from. And those countries obviously just happen to be Muslim. And so the left exaggerated it to be a complete ban on Muslims coming to the U.S. Which, a complete ban on Muslims coming to the U.S. I wouldn't agree with, but the actual Muslim ban itself, which blocked travel to from countries where a lot of terrorists come from to the U.S., I think that was a good move.
Yeah, but so what I thought we could do, maybe don't let them in for a few months and improve the system, then let some refugees in.
Yeah, seriously, like, you don't just let them in, like, you gotta process them first.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we're going too off topic, really, and into kind of like an area of news that's kind of older and not really current because, we've really discussed everything that's been going on in U.S. politics lately. I'm thinking I'm thinking our next podcast shouldn't be discussing news, but rather clarifying each other's opinions on stuff. Like, I guess letting the fans, the future fans, because we don't have any right now, know like what our beliefs are and where we stand and whatnot. And then after that, I'm thinking you might go with discussing news and bringing in some actual like lefties.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, let's give it a day.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at my iPad's recording. Yeah, but I'm looking at my iPad's recording thing right now, and it's almost 20 minutes into the podcast.
Okay, that's a good time.
Yeah. Bye.
I'm recording?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm still recording right now. I'm just gonna do an outro. You can hang up now. I think he's out. Yeah, he's out. But anyways, that was it for our first podcast. If you couldn't understand him really, that's because it's across Discord on a different device, and he's in Israel, so that doesn't really help. But anyways, we don't have any social media really right now. We're still setting up an Instagram, but we do have a Discord server, and if you like the show, you like the first podcast, join the Discord server down below. Chat with us. We might be setting up a Patreon in the future, so if you want to contribute, go to that once we set it up. And as always, we'll see you later.